Hello Internet, this is StarGuy1001 here, and what you're looking at is the new deck box from the planeschase 2012 deck Knight of the Ninja. In this video, we're just going to be going over the 60 card deck that the deck comes with, and we're not going to be going over any of the planes or how those interact. That will be in the next video, if my phone will start working. This is actually the 5th time I've tried recording this, because each time I try, my phone says, oh, your SD card's full, and I've been constantly deleting stuff off of it, and hopefully it'll work this time, so fingers crossed. Now, 1-drops. We have 2 Tormented Souls, 2 Side of the Shinobis, 2 Baleful Strix, 1 Skull Snatcher, 1 Inkfathom Witch, 1 Fractured Power Stone, 2 Dimir Infiltrators, 2 Augury Owls, 1 Misplayed Shinobi, 1 Liliana Spectre, 1 Wall of Frost, 1 Quietus Spike, 1 Whisper Silk Cloak, 1 Cancel, 2 Assassinates, 1 Cadaver Imp, and 1 Walker of the Secret Ways. 2 Ninja of the Deep Hours, 1 Sakashima Student, there you go, 1 Glenalendra Liege, 1 Concentrate, 1 Farsight Mask, 1 Throat Slitter, 1 Haguri the Still Wind, 1 Okiba Gang Shinobi, 1 Vela the Nightclad, 1 Ink Eyes Servant of Oni, 1 Dark Hatchling, and 1 Silent Blade Oni. Now that's the 60 card deck unmodified. Now instead of going into depth on what it is, since this is the 5th time I've recorded this, I'm just going to go straight into how I would modify the deck. First, I would pull out a Cancel, because this is not about control. I would pull out a Farsight Mask, because chances are after I'm done modifying it, I'm not going to get being beat on too much. Take out the Dark Hatchling, because he's a one-time. My Ninja here, I can repeat with Walker of Secret Ways. I'll take out a Liliana Spectre and a Wall of Frost, because they become irrelevant after the modifications. I'm also going to pull, what else was it? Oh yes, a Concentrate, because there are other cards in the deck that draw cards as is. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. What else was I going to take out? There was one more. Oh yes, Cadaver Imp, because returning cards is not that big a deal, you know? Plus, you can always just sideboard this, and depending on your playgroup, you might want to do it differently. My playgroup doesn't have a bunch of kill spells in it, because we're all playing the new planeschase decks. Now, with those 7 cards, what I'm going to do, once I get another one of these, is I'm going to add in 2 more Baleful Strix, because Baleful Strix is amazing. I'm going to add in 1 more Misplayed Shinobi, 2 more Ninja of the Deep Hours, because drawing cards is awesome, 1 more Sakashima Student, because clones are amazing, 1 more Walker of Secret Ways, because bouncing stuff all about the board is nice. I'm going to sub out the Okiba Gang Shinobi, because discarding 2 cards, I'd rather beat your face in. And I'm going to sub that for a Tormented Soul, and a Throat Slitter for a Tormented Soul. I'm going to sub the 2 Assassinates, because Strong Cut Creatures isn't that big a deal to me, for 2 Sides of the Shinobi. The Whisper Silk Cloak comes out for another Fractured Power Stone. And then what's going to happen here next might make some of you just a little bit mad at me. Also, along with the deck in the land package, there came several dual lands, some of which I'm not all that impressed with. So let me just run through here and sort these out, because poor planning, you know. Sorry about this, guys. While I'm doing this, I may as well explain ninjutsu. Now, what ninjutsu is it's an ability from Kamigawa, which is what the entire deck is centered around. Now, what ninjutsu says is that whenever I have a creature that attacks and is not blocked, so like my Tormented Soul, which is unblockable, I can ninjutsu in a creature. Now, I believe that this deck has 24 lands. Whenever I run decks, I usually try to have 20 lands, so I've got 4 lands that I can pull out. Now, I think I'm going to pull Terramorphic and 2 Dimir Aqueducts. And looking at the board, now I've got mostly blue. So I'll also go ahead and pull 1 island because of the way Tainted Isle works. Now what that's going to turn into is that's going to turn into a Tainted Isle. And that gives me 3 other cards to turn back in over here. Whisper-So Cloak is turning into a Fractured Power Stone, by the way. Now then, Dimir Aqueduct is going to turn into an Ink Fathom Witch. This Dimir Aqueduct into a Dimir Infiltrator. And this Terramorphic Expanse into another Dimir Infiltrator. Now, also this Skull Snatcher, not really that big a deal for me because of the way the deck works. So we're going to take him and flip him over into a Glenalendra Liege, which actually does help me because it makes all my other creatures bigger. Now, as you can see here with the modifications I've made, I've vastly cut down on the number of different cards in the deck. Also, I have not taken and added in a single card that you cannot get by buying the original deck and then just twisting a little. Except, of course, for the Baleful Strix and the Sakashima Student and the Size, because those are only in these. So you actually have to buy 2 of these ninja decks in order to do what I'm doing here, and that's $20 each. They're $19.98 plus tax, which comes out to $21.63 at Walmart whenever I bought it. Now, the way this deck works and why I did what I did. The reason I turned 2 of these into Tormented Souls was because I was really light on my 1-drops. I only had 4 1-drops down here, so I was not playing things on turn 1. Same reason I turned these into Size of the Shinobi. Also, Size of the Shinobi is an awesome equipment. Just pause it there so you can read that. Now, what this means is that I'm either dropping a turn 1 Sai or a turn 1 Tormented, but I'm doing it every single game because there's 8 1-drop cards now. Sweet. Also, I subbed out 2 more Baleful Strix because 2 more Baleful Strix is amazing. Let me just move this over here so that way you can read Baleful Strix. Flying, Death Touch, 1/1. Whenever you play Baleful Strix, I get to draw a card for 1 blue and 1 black. Amazing. Because he replaces himself in my hand, and he acts as a deterrent because now I have a Death Touch creature. Best thing ever is whenever I ninjutsu him out, I get to play him again and draw another card. Ink Fathom Witch I'm adding a second one of because it makes all of my unblocked creatures for 4 mana, turns them all into 4/1s. Sweet. So that makes my Tormented Souls and my Dimir Infiltrators, which are also unblockable, fun, into big 4/1s instead of 1/3s and 1/1s. And since they're unblockable, I don't really have to worry about it. Augriel I left as a 2 because, scrying isn't that big a deal whenever I'm drawing so many cards. You're probably sitting there like, what? I don't see any card draw. I'll get there in a sec. Now, Mistblade Shinobi works as an unsummon. So there's my board control. Because for 1 blue, I get to play an unsummon on a stick because he's going to deal damage. So you're going to return a creature. Fun. Walker of Secret Ways, 1 and 1 blue, return a ninja to my hand. So I can recycle any of the ninjas on the board, keep doing ninjutsu, fun stuff. But I only had 1 of them in the old deck, now I have 2 of them. I put 2 Fractured Power Stone in, so that way I get 3 rolls of the planar die free every turn, before I start pumping my mana into it. So if someone plays a Lave Lake, or an Aphalia, I don't have to mill, because I'm going to either planeswalk away from it, or chaos somebody and piss them off enough to where they're going to planeswalk away from it. Now, I left 1 Quietus Spike because it's just too overpowered for me to put more than 1 in, because, hello, lose half your life whenever you're dealt damage. Sakashima Student, I put 2 in because he's a 2-mana clone whenever I'm on ninjutsu. I've got to hurry it up here because I think I've only got like 1 minute left before my SD card's full. Then Ninja Luigi pumps all my creatures, and Ninja of the Deep Hours lets me draw cards. Higure the Still Wind lets me make ninjas unblockable and search up for ninjas itself. Ink Eyes lets me steal things from your graveyard. Silent Blade lets me steal them from your hand. Veil of the Nightclad is really the star of the deck because she has Intimidate and all of my other creatures have Intimidate, so that makes them harder to block. And whenever I ninjutsu something out, each opponent loses 1 life, and that's each opponent, not target. So that makes it really, really easy for me to play the entire board at once. So I've got to go ahead and go. Thank you very much for watching this. This is Starguy 1001 wishing you a very, very happy rest of the day. And thanks for watching. Bye.